The Duggar family, known for their once high-profile reality show 19 Kids and Counting, continues to expand its already large brood. On a quiet note, without the usual fanfare or public announcement, Jeremiah Duggar and his wife, Hannah, welcomed their third child into the world, a baby boy named August James Duggar. The unexpected name has sparked immediate curiosity among fans and critics alike, especially given the deeply conservative Christian background of the Duggar family, who have long favored traditional, often biblical-sounding names. While the couple has not officially announced the birth through their social media channels, news broke via updates on family-related blogs and forums that track the lives of former reality TV stars. According to these sources, Hannah gave birth in early spring 2025, likely at home under the supervision of midwives, consistent with the Duggars' well-documented preference for natural childbirth and minimal medical intervention. This latest addition brings the Duggar clan now spread across multiple households to a total of 46 grandchildren, with Jim, Bob, and Michelle Duggar's original 19 children continuing to grow their own families. But more than just another new arrival, this baby's name is raising eyebrows and prompting questions about shifting values within the family dynamic, particularly as it pertains to the younger generation of Duggars like Jeremiah and Hannah. For many years, the Duggar family was synonymous with conservative Christian values, strict homeschooling, modest dress, and a strong emphasis on family unity and religious devotion. Their reality show, which aired from 2008 to 2015, offered viewers an inside look at their highly structured lifestyle, which included daily chores, nightly family meetings, and a commitment to purity, culture, and modesty. However, since the show's cancellation following controversies surrounding eldest son Josh Duggar's past criminal behavior, the family has largely retreated from the public eye. While some siblings have remained active on social media or launched small businesses, others have kept a much lower profile. This withdrawal from mainstream attention has led to speculation that the Duggars are evolving behind closed doors, perhaps even redefining what it means to be part of such a tightly knit, ideologically driven household. Jeremiah and Hannah, married in 2015, were always seen as one of the more traditional couples among the Duggar siblings. They followed the family blueprint closely: courtship-style dating, marriage at a young age, and rapid expansion of their family. Their first two children, daughter Mackenzie Faith, born in 2017, and son Samuel James, born in 2019, bore names that aligned with the family's naming conventions, faith-based and biblical in tone. So when they revealed the name August James for their third child, many longtime followers were surprised. The name August is not typically associated with biblical scripture or classic Christian naming traditions. It is derived from the Latin name Augustus, meaning or venerable, and has been used historically by European royalty and aristocracy. In recent years, it has become a trendy name among celebrity parents and modern families looking for something classic yet stylish. Given the Duggars' history of choosing names like Michael, Marcus, Mason, Madison, Mackenzie, and Josiah, all rooted in either biblical texts or English tradition, the choice of August feels like a departure. Some fans have speculated that the name might have sentimental significance, perhaps honoring a grandparent, relative, or close friend. Others believe it could signal a subtle shift in how the younger Duggars approach parenting and identity. James, on the other hand, is a more familiar name within the family. Several male relatives and cousins have been named James over the years, so including it as a middle name fits within established Duggar naming patterns. Still, the combination of August James feels intentionally modern and slightly rebellious compared to previous generations. It's a name that wouldn't feel out of place in a progressive urban setting, something that stands in contrast to the rural, ultra-conservative Arkansas roots of the Duggar dynasty. The naming of a child may seem trivial to outsiders, but for a family like the Duggars, whose every decision has historically been scrutinized, analyzed, and interpreted through the lens of their faith and values, it can carry symbolic weight. Choosing a name like August could suggest that Jeremiah and Hannah are quietly asserting their individuality while still maintaining ties to the broader Duggar family. It could also indicate that they're more open to outside influences, whether cultural, artistic, or generational, that weren't as present during the upbringing of the older Duggar siblings. This subtle evolution mirrors what some of the other Duggar offspring have done in recent years. For example, Jill Duggar and her husband Derek Dillard moved to Italy for several years before returning to the US, living a more minimalist, off-grid lifestyle. Jessa Seawald and her husband Ben have embraced social media, fashion, and entrepreneurship in ways that diverge from their earlier image. Joy-Anna Duggar Forsyth, who married Austin Forsyth in 2019, has spoken openly about navigating her faith and identity beyond the constraints of the family spotlight. These shifts suggest that while the core values of the Duggar family remain intact, the next generation is beginning to explore personal expression and autonomy in ways that weren't possible or encouraged during the height of the family's television fame. Despite being out of the limelight, the Duggars continue to draw attention whenever major life events occur. The birth of a new child, especially one with an unusual name, inevitably leads to discussion online. Some fans express excitement and support, celebrating the joyous occasion. Others, however, voice concern or criticism, interpreting the name as a sign of distance from the family's foundational beliefs. It's worth noting that the Duggars have made a conscious effort in recent years to keep certain aspects of their lives private. Unlike the days of *19 kids and counting*, where every milestone was documented and shared publicly, the younger couples tend to share fewer details on social media and rarely give interviews. Hannah and Jeremiah have maintained a relatively low profile compared to some of their siblings. They don't run businesses, host podcasts, or appear regularly in the media. Instead, they've focused on building a stable home life and raising their children away from prying eyes. In that context, the revelation of August James' name through unofficial channels highlights the challenge the family faces. No matter how private they try to be, their legacy ensures continued interest from the public. As the number of Duggar grandchildren grows, subdued as the diversity of experiences and identities within the extended family. With each new generation, there's potential for change, not necessarily in abandoning old values, but in adapting them to fit a modern world. Will August James Duggar grow up to follow in his father's footsteps, embracing the same conservative lifestyle? Or will he carve his own path, influenced by a name that hints at something different? Only time will tell. But for now, the arrival of August James marks a small but significant moment in the ongoing story of the Duggar family, one that suggests evolution, not erasure. The naming of a child may seem like a minor detail, but for a family like the Duggars, it speaks volumes. Choosing August James instead of a more traditionally biblical or familial name shows that even within the most rigid structures, there is room for personal expression and quiet rebellion. As Jeremiah and Hannah welcome their third child, they do so not only as parents but as individuals navigating the balance between heritage and self-determination. Their journey reflects that of many young families today trying to honor the past while preparing for a future that may look very different. Whether intentional or not, the name August James represents a subtle shift in the winds of the Duggar family. And while it may raise questions now, it could very well be the first sign of a broader transformation in the years to come. Jill Duggar, one of the older siblings, had largely kept her distance from her parents following these events, choosing instead to focus on her own growing family with husband Derek Dillard. The couple relocated to Italy for missionary work, further distancing them from the family's Arkansas-based home base. Their departure from the public eye allowed for relative privacy, but it also underscored the emotional distance that had developed over the years. Given this context, the recent sighting of Jill reuniting with Michelle Duggar marks a significant moment, one that suggests either a potential thaw in relations or at least a temporary reconciliation. This rare meeting, occurring amid ongoing family tensions, raises questions about what prompted the visit, and whether it signals a broader shift in the fractured relationships within the Duggar household. As Jill Duggar stepped out of her car, a wave of nostalgia washed over her, mingling with the nervous energy that accompanied such a significant reunion. The air was thick with anticipation as she approached her mother, Michelle, who stood waiting with a mix of hope and apprehension etched across her face. In that moment, time seemed to stand still. The years of separation melted away, replaced by an overwhelming sense of love and familiarity. Jill's heart raced as they embraced, the warmth of her mother's hug enveloping her like a comforting blanket. Tears welled up in both their eyes, revealing the depth of emotion that lay beneath the surface, a mixture of joy, relief, and perhaps even a touch of regret for lost time. Photos captured the tender exchange, showcasing not just the physical reunion but the emotional healing taking place. Jill's smile, radiant and genuine, illuminated her face, reflecting a newfound peace as she held her mother close. Michelle's expression mirrored that of her daughter, relieved yet cautious, as if savoring the moment while acknowledging the complexities of their shared history. The setting, a quiet backyard adorned with blooming flowers, provided a serene backdrop to this heartfelt encounter, symbolizing growth amidst adversity. It was clear that this was more than just a casual visit. It was a step towards mending the familial bonds strained by years of silence and unresolved feelings. The significance of this reunion resonated deeply, hinting at the possibility of reconciliation and a shared journey toward understanding and forgiveness. The Duggar family's rift can be traced back to a series of tumultuous events that unfolded in 2015, when allegations against Josh Duggar surfaced, sending shockwaves through the family and their public persona. The revelations not only brought intense media scrutiny but also sparked internal discord, leading to a profound divide among the siblings and their parents. While some members chose to publicly support Josh and their parents, others distanced themselves, grappling with feelings of betrayal and confusion. This fracture deepened over time, with each sibling navigating their own emotional landscape, often resulting in varying degrees of estrangement from their parents. Jill Duggar, in particular, found herself caught in the crossfire of loyalty and personal conviction. Her decision to step back from the family spotlight was influenced by a desire to protect her own family's well-being and maintain a sense of normalcy. As she and Derek embarked on their missionary journey abroad, the emotional toll of the rift became increasingly apparent. The distance was not merely geographical. It represented a chasm created by differing perspectives on how to handle the family's challenges. Jill's choice to prioritize her immediate family over the larger Duggar narrative reflected her struggle to reconcile her identity within a family that had become synonymous with controversy. Moreover, the impact of this rift extended beyond Jill, affecting other siblings who faced similar dilemmas. Each child grappled with their relationship to their parents, often wrestling with conflicting emotions of love, disappointment, and the need for independence. The family dynamics shifted dramatically, creating a web of tension that made reunions like the one between Jill and Michelle all the more poignant. In essence, the rift served as a catalyst for individual growth, prompting each member to reflect on their values and priorities, ultimately shaping their paths forward.